everyone and welcome back to day 18 of Preptober. Today I'm here to follow up yesterday's video on world building by talking a bit about research. Research is another thing that I have sort of a love-hate relationship with, just like with the world building, where I was told that you have to build an entire world and you have to have everything figured out before you start writing, which is not my style at all, but that was what I was exposed to in my younger years. Just like with that, I was told that research has to be done really thoroughly and you need to know everything before you go in. That again is not actually the case, depending on what you want to spend your time on. I much prefer to look things up as I go or leave it for a future draft if I don't feel like I have the time right now to read up on spaceships, which is a very, very big topic. But if I don't feel like reading up on it right now as I'm writing, I'll make some notes that I need to look into it and then do that later on. Or I'll simply come across a character who's about to milk a cow and then and there look up how do you actually milk a cow so that I can explain and write that in a proper, correct way. I am somewhere between the two of these. However, sometimes there are things that I do look up ahead of time. I'm not really the type of person to spend, weeks researching a topic before I dare write about it. But sometimes it is a good idea to do a little bit of research before you start, at least if you know a little bit what your story's about. For example, if you're gonna write about pirates on a pirate ship, it might be a good idea to know what ships tend to look like and how many crew members are needed to make that ship. Clearly, I am well versed in piratry and boats, ships. Oh god. And if your entire story takes place aboard a spaceship or a space shuttle, maybe it's a good idea to figure out how they shower or how they go to the toilets. Those resources are out there, and you of course don't have to use the current technology that's currently being used at the ISS and stuff, but it might be a good idea to have done a little bit of research and a little bit of trying to figure that out before you start writing, if it's that big a part of your story. This depends a little bit, again, on different people and different preferences. I would probably read up a bit on pirate ships and pirate crews if I was to write about pirates, but it doesn't even have to be that big of a thing. Other smaller things you could research, which do go hand in hand with the world building I talked about yesterday, you might want to look up when the sun sets in the city where you've set this story, because that might be important. You might want them to have dinner at 6 p.m. and watch the sunset, and if the sun doesn't set until 8, that doesn't really work unless they eat for 2 hours, which is totally valid, but still. Or you might want to know if there's a Starbucks in the city or how long it takes them to walk from the bus station to the library. These can be things that you might want to research ahead of time if you're using a real live, currently existing place. This depends on how truthful you want to be to the real world or how much creative freedom or creative liberty you want to take. Because you do have some creative liberty as well, because you might take New York City and say that there are 3 Starbucks in that city, which I don't think is true. I think there are a heckin' ton more than that. But you can say that, and that can be the truth in your universe, in your place, in your story. Or you might want to spend time on Google Maps, put a little yellow man onto the map, and look and see what your main character would see when she's in the corner of Street A and Street B. This kind of research, again, kind of goes hand in hand with the world building that I enjoy. This might be because I write a lot of contemporary stuff and I set a lot of things in our world, but I think this kind of thing is fun. Again, though, like I say in all of these videos, I feel like it can be very, very time-consuming. And it's up to you how you choose to spend your time, both before and during the month of November. And if you think it's worth it walking around in Google Maps for 5 hours, go ahead, you do you. But I'm not saying it's for everyone. Anyway, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with another one tomorrow, so I'll see you then. Bye.